Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Storm. This is Jason Bornstein, and this is where ideas meet matter. The subject of today's show is imperative for you as the entrepreneur. How big is your dream? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to realize whatever it is that is burning in your gut? I'm here to light a fire under you and tell you that if your dream is not bigger than your current situation, than your current circumstance, then that dream will never come true. And that's a sad thing to say. And I don't like saying it particularly, but I do say it because it is the truth. Individuals in this world who do not have dreams that are bigger than their current situations, they fail. I mean, that's just point blank. That's just point and click. It's really that simple. You know, I look around me, and maybe if you can imagine in your mind and just look around you at the individuals that you've seen in your life who go about blaming their situations and their circumstances for the reason that they aren't able or why they don't achieve their dreams that they say that they desire. But talk is cheap. Talk is extremely cheap. Actions are everything. Because I've got to tell you, the only people that I personally, and I think you should also listen to, are people who are doing what it is that they talk about. There's a lot of people out there in the marketplace, in this world, who like to talk, but haven't actually experienced what they're talking about. They haven't actually gone out there and tested it. But I'm here to tell you, the only time that you ever see anybody having success is because they decided to rise above what their current limitations were. You know, I've said this before in a video. If you want to visit my YouTube channel, I believe it's youtube.com/entrepreneurstorm. This idea of making reality conform to your will. At first you might say, I know I did, when I first heard that, I said, bull crap. How could I force something so solid, something so fixed in this world? How could I ever conform that? Like I'm Neo from the Matrix? How could I ever conform that to my will? But the truth is that you can. And let me tell you the secret. The secret is expansion. Now, before I go into that little secret that I'm going to tell you about, let me go to a quick word from our sponsor. Today's show is brought to you by prosperyourpassion.com. Again, that is prosperyourpassion.com, and that is really the quickest, safest, easiest. It's just going into hypergrowth right now. It's the easiest way for you to make money online today. So go on over there to prosperyourpassion.com, and you will find out exactly what it is that I'm talking about. But expansion. You see, say that you do have something that's holding you back, right? What do you want? What do you want to blame it on? Your car payments, your house loan, the fact that nobody would do you a favor when you asked them to. Maybe it's the fact that you have 3 kids at home and you're just trying to put food on the table. Hey, I respect you. I respect you a lot. But the truth is, all of those things, your job, all of those things that you think they limit your power, you believe that there are constraints on you, and maybe they are to a certain extent. But I'm here to tell you that what you think is perhaps holding you back from achieving your dreams, all that it is fluff. It's something that begs to be stretched. And when you expand who you are and who you're being, what that thing is that you thought had control over you, it expands. It expands. Reality expands. It's in reality's nature to conform to you. And you set the tone, and you set the guidelines about what the shape of this thing that you and I call reality will be. You and I decide when we put down the excuses and when we pick up the paycheck. And all of that is completely dependent upon your willingness and your teachability index and your willingness to get out of your comfort zone and just grow and expand, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how painful it may seem at the time, no matter how much it hurts. I'm telling you that if you just get up each time, that you will find the success that you're seeking. But you see, mediocre individuals don't do that, unfortunately. Maybe you've been a mediocre individual before. I know that I certainly have in the past been a mediocre individual, but I refuse to anymore. And I ask you to refuse to be a mediocre individual anymore. Just quit it. You know, all you have to do is look yourself in the mirror and say, "You're fired, man. You're fired. You're no longer the boss of me." Because honestly, I know I talk a lot about owning your own business and being an entrepreneur. But you know what the real thing is? You know what your first primary business is? It's you. It is you. And it is the thoughts that you allow to occupy in your mind, the thoughts that you employ each and every day. And guess what? The person you're being that you employ every single day. And guess what? You get to decide whether you continue to employ that individual inside of your head, those thoughts, those feelings, those things that are guiding your destiny. You can choose to start your own business by looking in the mirror and firing the mediocre individual that you sometimes allow yourself to lower yourself to be. But mediocre individuals, they don't ever fire that weak person inside of themselves. And that's why they continue to fail. It's not a mistake. Do you think that it's a mistake for somebody to fail for 20 years, for 30 years, even for 5 years? I don't care. You think it's a mistake? No. It is because they have decided to be comfortable. But if you will just not be the mediocre individual, if you will be the exceptional individual, if you will be the individual that the majority of society is not willing to be, then I'm telling you, there is so much gold out there. There are so many diamonds. There's so much abundance for you that all you have to do is make that decision and it will be yours. So, I guess the only question that we have left here is, are your dreams bigger than your present situation? Are your dreams big enough to pick you up when you're just about to go below poverty line? Are your dreams big enough to pick you up when you have to pay for something unexpected in your life? Are your dreams big enough to pick you up and deal with unforeseen events in your life? And are your dreams big enough to move you beyond the mediocre mindset that you currently inhabit? Because if they are, and I believe that they are, if you're listening to this, I believe that they are, if you are taking in this message, then it is an inevitability that your dreams will override, quote-unquote, reality. Thank you for joining me once again today on Entrepreneur Storm. This is Jason Bornstein, and you have been in the place where ideas meet matter. And I look forward to seeing you on the next show.